Hello, in today's video I'm sharing with you a few games I'd like to see come to the Evercade, and I'll explain what I think is the likelihood of it happening or any barriers to it happening, that sort of thing. First up is Mr. Nuts. Originally developed and published by Ocean in 1994, it got released on the Super Nintendo and the Mega Drive. There was a sort of sequel released on the Amiga, I believe, called Mr. Nuts Hopping Mad, but I've never played that one, I don't have any footage of it. As you can see, Mr. Nuts is a very cutesy mascot platformer. At the time of its release, I think it reviewed fairly well, mostly praised for the graphics, but I know it wasn't an absolute classic. And it's one that I played back in the day and I liked well enough, although I remember it getting quite challenging, in spite of the very cute and colourful child-friendly visuals. Anyway, as it turns out, Mr. Nuts and the Ocean brand are now owned by Atari, so I think it's very much within the realms of possibility of ending up on the Evercade, but as to whether it will, well, that's a different matter entirely. But Atari do own a number of games which weren't originally published under the Atari name, but that have come under their banner. I mean, Bubsy is one of these things, and various other Evercade and Ocean games, so an almost Pico-style cart with various games owned by Atari would be possible. Although, what would they call it? Who knows? But yeah, it's not impossible. Anyway, I'm going to leave some footage playing for a bit, and then we'll get on to the next game. Have you ever wondered what a third Super Turrican would look like if it had come out in the wake of Donkey Kong Country? Well, Rendering Ranger R2 answers that question. Originally published by Rainbow Arts in 1995, it was designed by Manfred Trenz, the original creator of the Turrican series. It's a game that I've been curious about for a while, but this is the first time I've played it. It has been re-released in more recent years by Ziggurat Entertainment and Limited Run Games, which means I suppose it could potentially be possible, but as there have been no deals with Limited Run Games and Ziggurat to my knowledge when it comes to Evercade, I'm not sure how likely it is. Now this one does seem like a distinct possibility. That is the Lost Vikings. Oh, it's not just the Lost Vikings, it's the Lost Vikings 2, Rock and Roll Racing, Blackthorn, and pretty much all the stuff off of the Blizzard Arcade collection that got re-released to modern systems a few years ago. Now it seems plausible given the Activision carts and Rare and Doom and everything coming to Evercade. It's all under the same ownership at the end of the day. There is a barrier though, and that would be Rock and Roll Racing. Well, to be more specific, the music included, as it had versions of songs like Bad to the Bone by George Thorogood, Paranoid by Black Sabbath, and Highway Star by Deep Purple, and Born to be Wild by Steppenwolf. So yeah, there is a licensing issue there, but the Blizzard Arcade collection did include it. So it is possible for it to be included as is, but that might make the licensing cost prohibitive. Another potential barrier would be the Blizzard Arcade collection is widely out there on modern systems, and is not overly expensive. So yeah, I definitely see it as being possible, but I'm not sure how likely it is. Even so, I would love to see it happen. Perhaps Blaze could do something a bit different with it to make it stand out from the release on modern systems. I don't know, include Rock and Roll Racing 2, which was released as Red Asphalt, but I think it was Rock and Roll Racing 2. Again, there might be price issues there. Okay, how about something that I don't really want, or I would be amused if it happened, but it's not a game I particularly want, and that is Bubsy the Bobcat. And of course the sequel, and Bubsy 3D. Yeah, they kinda suck.
What could possibly go wrong?
Robocod, or James Pond 2 Robocod, and of course the first game and the third one, Splash Gordon Operation Starfish, or whatever it's called. I can't remember exactly who has the rights to these, but I think they are fairly available. But of course it doesn't mean it will happen. I don't think a James Pond collection would quite be enough to excite people for a cart. But if they could have included with other things, then hey, maybe. I quite enjoyed Robocod back in the day. I've barely ever played the first one, and I did find the third one a little bit of a disappointment. And there was also that aquatic game, sports game thing, but yeah, whatever. But a James Pond collection, or these games arriving on Evercade, is something I could see happening at some point. And here's one that I could see coming to Evercade as part of a larger collection, and that is Pitfall: The Mayan Adventure. Oh, I think there's a PlayStation 1 game that could maybe come as well. Now, I know this wasn't a brilliant game, but I quite enjoyed it back in the day. Of course, we do have 3 Activision collections on Evercade, but they are all 2600 games. But notably, they have said that the third one is the final Activision collection. But that doesn't necessarily mean that there couldn't be further Activision owned games, they just wouldn't be branded under the Activision collection. Maybe. I mean, Activision have got loads of games from various systems and various generations, so there could easily be other collections from their back catalogue. How about some Rise of the Robots? Anyone? Would anyone want this? Well, only as a joke, surely, because no one actually wants to play this game ever. It sucks. And finally, what about some Shaq Fu? Okay, I'm mostly joking. Although, if it did come to the Evercade on part of a larger collection, I wouldn't hate it. It's not a good game, but it's just got some janky charm to it, and it's just so weird. Licensing wise, it's semi-possible. Being a Delphine game, I'd imagine that's not too difficult, as there's already been a Delphine collection. The only other issue would be getting Shaq himself to sign off. But I get the impression that Shaq is one of these people who'd probably say yes if they sent him a crate of beer and an alpha. And hey, it would help fill out a Delphine collection too, along with Fade to Black and Cruise for a Corpse. They've got another game as well, but yeah, it wouldn't be a particularly I'm not really sure I see it happening. I know some people have fond memories of Fade to Black, but it's a game that didn't really age well even a year after it was released. Cruise for a Corpse would be welcome, but as for the others, yeah, I'm not sure I see a Delphine Collection 2 happening. And yeah, I don't really see Shaq Fu happening, which I'm sure many people will be quite glad of, but the troll in me thinks it'd be hilarious. Anyway, that's everything for this video. I'm just going to leave out with this footage playing, showing how badly I suck at Shaq Fu. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.